This is the day that the Lord has made. I shall rejoice and be glad in it. Surely we rise, we shine, we give God the glory on this wonderful Monday morning with the hope, the trust, and even the prayer that whoever you are, wherever you are, you might be blessed by a word from the Lord, even on this morning. Can I talk to somebody somewhere about the night shift? But then you're talking about the shift that I worked last night? My job schedule? No. I'm talking about the shift that comes in the middle of the night. God wanted me to let you know that, in your darkest night and in the darkest season of your life, the toughest time in your life, because you are a child of God, you have to be ready for the night shift. The night shift comes to us out of Exodus chapter number 12, and the verse is number 11. Y'all remember the Passover? He said, this is how you ought to eat your Passover. He said, you ought to eat it with your cloak tucked in your belt. Number one, you are to have your sandals on your feet. Number two, and then number three, you ought to have your staff in your hand. He said, eat it, do it quick now, because this is the Lord's Passover. And he was saying, in other words, this is your shift that comes in the middle of your night. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, God is saying that Israel, people of God, I know you might be in bondage at the moment. I know you might be in a dark night of the soul. But he says, when you're a child of God, when you have covenanted with God, when you are in divine alignment with God, when you eat this Passover, go to sleep, but it's going to be your night shift. Because why? God will shift you right in the middle of your night. And at a moment's notice, God will change your fate. God will change your destiny. God would change even your future. That's why he says, when you go to bed, tuck your cloak in your belt, because you're going to have to run. When God shifts you, you got to be ready for the shift. He says, keep your sandals on your feet. Why? Because you got to be ready to walk by faith and not by sight. Number three, have the staff in your hand. That's your guidepost. That's the grace of God that leads you. Grace has brought us safely thus far, and grace will lead us home. So, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what's going through you, but please know that you're on the night shift. Be prepared. Tuck your cloak in your belt. Have your sandals on your feet. And have the staff in your hand. Because when God shifts, he'll shift you right in the middle of the night. And that's your night shift. Till next time, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Be blessed. Night shift.